What's up, traders? This is Marco. We have Friday the 13th of October, Friday the 13th, and I have another bar by bar for you today. You can see here the 2000 tick ES chart, and the only indicator that I'm using is the 21 EMA, and I'm trading with the Ninjatrader trading platform, and I use pure price action to find entries on the chart during the trading session. So today I'm coming to the PC around 7:30 in the morning, and this is what I saw. There's like some price action back and forth between the EMA, and just now there was a very strong push above it. So I'm drawing always the shorter term channels when I see them, and I like to mark the overnight highs and lows. And you can see there is a reaction here. We're making a new overnight high, so this I can remove. And also we are breaking this uptrend here for the first time and going sideways here. Usually I'm looking for entries around key entry points. These can be trend channel lines or the EMA. And when prices are flying that high above the EMA and key entry point, then all I can do is just sit and wait and see that prices are pulling back and giving us some possibility to enter a trade here. So we have this uptrend here, first break, new high. We can also argue that this uptrend here maybe is a bit bigger, something like this, but it results in the same. You get a break, new high. So right now I'm careful in considering any more longs because this structure here played out. But usually after such a strong move to any direction, there is a continuation in the same direction. Also, we did not break the EMA here. So still my bias right now is bullish. I'm looking for longs, but I'm careful because I know that this channel here broke and had a new high. So I'm looking for a bigger structure, potentially a bigger structure, and see if I can find any entries. And you can see prices get rejected here by the EMA and get rejected very strong. So we still have bullish buying here, and we're waiting for some pullbacks. Also, I'm looking for some bigger channels. So I'm trying to play a bit now. Maybe something like this could fit here because you can see from the low side there are a couple of touches and to the top side as well. So this is what I would like to play right now. And when you have such a channel, I wait for prices to come back to our key entry point. And as mentioned before, this can be the EMA, but also the trend channel line. So right now there is a shorter term channel working lower, and I can't take a trade here. That would be counter trade. I would like to wait for a break and potentially a new low here before I can consider a long trade. Getting our break here, retest of the lows, that's fine for me. With smaller structures, the retest can be also very small. And but right now we're going within a range here, a mini range. And this is a very strong bullish bar, but it's directly into the highs. And I'm really curious now what prices do when we are touching our key entry point here. You can see there is a reaction. Also, there is a breakout out of this range. Most breakouts fail, but I cannot take a trade on this bar here. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see it better, because this is an inside bar. If this ticked lower and didn't finish that high, maybe to consider because it plays in the context and also a failed breakout. But with this bar, I prefer to skip this. And we're going higher. And prices are forming a higher low and also breaking the range. I'm very tempted in taking such a trade because the bias is still up. you have a higher low right of the key entry point, right of the EMA, and this is a very strong bullish bar. If you don't feel comfortable with taking a trade on these highs here, I can understand. You can always drop a limit order a few ticks back, for example, in this area here, or even lower if you prefer, and wait and test if price is coming back, because also there is not too much space here to the last highs. So taking a trade here long here that far above the EMA can be risky, can be burning you, but with this strong bullish bar here, and it's a higher low right of the key entry point, I'm pretty confident that we see a continuation higher. So yeah, if you want to drop a limit order a few ticks back, then that would be ideal. And we would be into the trade if you entered here. If you took a limit order, then you would be into the trade as well. And there is a continuation. You can see prices bounce lower one more time, trapping in all the shorts that entering this bar here, because the shorts, they think we are still in a range. Here was a failed breakout to the low side. Here is a failed breakout to the top side with a very nice bearish bar. Let's go in, jump in and take the short. But they all forget that the context is up here. We have a strong push higher. We have a support at the EMA, another push higher. You can see this is the first break of the EMA. So there will be a retest of the highs around this level at the minimum, and all the shorts that jumping in here and want to take a short and playing only the range here, getting into the trade and getting stopped out immediately. That's why it's pumping up here and it's exploding so high, because all the shorts here on this perfect bearish bar has to cover. They have to cover the positions and getting stopped. So yeah, this higher low here worked out, and we're going higher. Let me extend this uptrend channel here. Shorter term channel break, potential retest of the lows. We get our retest here, and also this is the first real break and close outside of the uptrend channel. Let me color this in gray. Even you can think about if you put it a bit lower, something like this. This also fits pretty well. So if you play it like this, then we have the first real break here. And after a break, we want to see a retest of the extremes, which would be in this area here. So we're going sideways here a bit. Nothing to consider really, because we're going back and forth. Still, we are thinking and looking for long trades, but we want to have a nice second entry long or a failure or some very nice higher lows right of the key entry points. And right now we don't have this, and when we are not seeing this, we don't have to force any trades. We're just waiting here. Now there's something interesting, because you can see here a potential higher low, but also notice this is very congested here. You have like 3, 4, 5 bars stacked up, and there's no space here even to scalp 1 or 2 ticks to the highs. If you enter here, it could jump down another time and go more sideways. So looks very tempting, but after all, not a setup here. Going back and forth, and you can see we're staying in this like mini range here, testing another time the EMA and pushing higher, retesting our highs here, retesting the extremes. We are not making a new high here, but this is a valid retest of the structure. And right now I'm careful in taking any more longs. I want to see continuation of the uptrend, and I want to see confirmation that we're still bullish here above the EMA. And as far as I'm not getting this, I'm careful and waiting for any more longs, because there is also a potential that we see now a retracement or some more range movement. Okay, we are bouncing off the highs here and we're getting some very big bearish bars, and I think this is connected to the news event. We have 9 a.m. We have the consumer sentiment, and this is exactly at 9 o'clock. So I'm drawing a channel here and we're staying out of any trades. I don't want to take like such a lower high here in the middle of the news, 3 seconds after the news, because it can spike, it can create some huge volatility, and I want to wait like 5 minutes around to set that prices are settling down again. But this news is not that important, for example, compared to the interest rate, so we can continue trading here. We have this strong drop here, the shorter term channel. You can see the first break, and there is a second entry short, but the signal bar is bad. If you have a better signal bar here, then please take the setup, because we have this strong drop here, the first break, so we want to see a retest of the lows, and this looks like 2 legs back to the EMA. And if you have a bearish bar here closing ideally below the EMA, then surely you can take. I will not take this trade here because it's a bit sideways and the signal bar is not good enough for me. So I would like to see more bearish confirmation, but this can be an aggressive setup here. So I want to mark it at least. Prices going sideways here a bit and testing now the lows of this downtrend. So this downtrend structure here played out, and the EMA is providing some nice resistance. You can see whenever prices are coming back to the EMA, we see that prices bounce off this level. And also we're making now lower highs on each swing. So maybe even we have some downtrend working lower here. I will try to play it with this channel. Maybe it looks even a bit closer like this. Another second entry short potential, but no signal bar for me. This bar looks too bullish with this wick here on the bottom. Cannot take. Dropping lower, there is now a lower high, but this is going short directly into the last lows here, and there could be some support. So I cannot take this as well. Also, it's a bit too far below the EMA, so I have to skip. And prices respecting this channel here, you can see going sideways now, and we're breaking this channel here for the first time now. And after a break, we want to see a retest of the extremes, getting some strong bearish bars here. Potential second entry short. If you take this low here, then we have new low here, first entry, second entry short, but you cannot enter on this very big bearish bar, because after that the move could be over already. But we're getting now a lower high here, and this I really would like to mark and to take, because first, there is still some space to the last lows here, to the extremes. You can see all this way until here. We have still some room. There is a confirmation that prices want to go lower. That's why we're seeing a very nice lower high. And look at the price action at this bar. Bulls were buying this up to all the way here, and bears were turning this and closing this here on its low below the EMA. So I really like how this set up and how it forms. So you can consider this lower high still after a first break of the channel here. I want to see a retest. So I think this is a very nice setup to take. And you can see prices are retesting the lows, making a new low. So this downtrend structure here could be played out by now. And now we are more careful and we wait for any more shorts and longs until we see confirmation in which direction prices are going to. So we can see some little range behavior coming up here. If I draw it like this, you can see prices are supporting the lows here and supporting the range top here. Getting now another rejection of the range top here, but this shorter term uptrend is still in play. First break, no retest of the highs yet, so I don't want to take it. Would have worked, but this doesn't count, of course. Bouncing another time here of the range support and going higher now. Breaking now this shorter term channel and making new high, and also this here is retested with a new high. So some potential failed break higher with a nice bearish bar back inside the range. That would be ideal to take a setup. Unfortunately, this is an inside bar here. You can see it's exactly inside of this bar. If this ticked one tick higher, for example, and formed a very nice bearish bar, I could consider taking a short, but with this inside bar and we have now some congestion coming up, I think too risky to take. Going back in our range here, you can see there's some strong selling coming into here. You can see this very big bearish bar, continuation, we're breaking the range here and can draw the shorter term channel, something like this. Breaking here for the first time and also finding some potential resistance at the range low. So what before was a support can now act as a resistance, and we are getting here a first entry, second entry short with a very small, nice low risk bar, 7 ticks only. So we're making a new low here, first entry, second entry short. I like to take this because prices are breaking this range with this drop lower here and this shorter term channel, which is still intact because we had the first break here and no retest yet. I like to take this small risk setup because if you're wrong, then you lose only 8 ticks. So on this second entry short, I would really like to try taking a short and a retest of this shorter term channel working lower here. This bar does not look convincing. You would be into the trade, and now it starts to look a bit congestive. We have like almost 3 dojis now beside to each other. If there was now a bullish bar and ticking also around this area, I think I would try to get out of the trade with break even. But here we're getting a continuation lower and we would be out of the trade, and also the retest of this downtrend is done by now, and we're going strongly lower here. Like there's a lot of selling pressure coming into play here. So maybe after all there is a bigger structure in play. Can try and play with this one here, but I want to see confirmation of the key entry point first before taking any shorts. Price is going sideways here a bit. There is some support coming up here, and I still don't know how this channel here could be. So maybe something like this. I want to see confirmation of the top side, because from the low side we had one touch right now. Not even sure if this is a correct channel. Can leave it like this for now and see how prices behave. This support here is getting broken, and we are getting a potential confirmation here at our trend channel. Also, this is a second entry short, but the issue is, and I'm sure you see it, it's right inside congestion. If we take a short here, there's really no space for like even single ticks because the last lows here are in play. Still, there is the overnight low here. You can see from this line, we drew this earlier. So there could be some space left to the overnight lows, and you could consider this if you see it like this way. But I don't like to take this trade because it's so far below the EMA, and yeah, this trend channel doesn't look too convincing, I must say. It starts to look more valid now because we have a real third touch and confirmation of the channel. But still, this is right into congestion, so rather skip this. And we're going lower here. And now I like the channel much more. It looks more like a real channel. And you see at the midline here, prices having some reaction, some resistance around the midline, bouncing off this midline. And we're breaking here the downtrend for the first time. So I like to draw always the shorter term channels. Something like this. Okay, now it was jumping. And after a break of a channel, we want to see a retest of the extremes. So maybe we get some confirmation. This is congestion here. Cannot take. Still, you can see some reaction around the overnight lows. Even some support forming now around the overnight lows. Always notice these levels because prices behave in such important levels. And this looks like really a range right now. Can mark this. Breaking here to the top side. Problem with this one here, I would love to see this ticking higher and then finishing how it closes here. But with not ticking higher, it looks congestive here. You can see like there are like a couple of bars sideways. So I'm not really confident in taking a short here, even though the context is in our favor because we still want to see a retest of the lows, and this is not done yet. But this I don't feel so comfortable. Also, if you consider that maybe the highs are here, then we didn't reach it by a few takes. So yeah, not feeling good with this, and whenever you're not sure, we're skipping. Bars are really shrinking now. And this, I think, is a good potential because you can see prices respecting this level. We bounced above and bears are dropping it lower all the way down. I agree with you if you notice or if you argue that this is pure congestion here. Bars are stacking up sideways, but in a range and from the context that we still want to see a retest of the lows. And with this very strong bearish bar, this bar pretty much, let's say, kill all the bars here before. You can see prices like engulfing all these bars here before because we're going up, and then it takes a lot of selling pressure to drop this lower and push it lower. And in a healthy range, we see a bounce between support and resistance, and we just had a bounce of the resistance here, and now in a healthy range we like to see a test of the support here. So I will mark this setup because of the reasons that I just mentioned. If you want to play it safer, then you skip this setup because yes, it's congestive, and yes, it's in the middle of the range. but with the context that we still have no retest of the lows, I'm fine with taking this here. So we're going lower, dropping lower, breaking this range here and retesting the channel. And after the retest, you will see many times you will see some rejection, some retracement or some sideways movement. So going higher here, testing now the old range support, and that could act as resistance, same what we had here. Also, there is a shorter term channel working higher, which is not broken yet. So we have to wait and see here. Now breaking this here for the first time and making already a new high. So nothing really to consider. This is a higher low here, but right into the last highs. So also nothing to consider. Maybe it's even a bigger structure, but still same result. We're getting a break here, retest of the extremes. So this channel here, if it was a channel, played out already, but really no setup. Then this range here is getting tested another time. You can see whenever prices are coming to this level here, first time here, second time here, third time here, there is a rejection. Prices are bouncing off this level and going lower, bouncing off this level and going lower. Getting some congestion here. No real setup. Maybe there's even some trend channel working lower. Maybe something like this. Getting a lower high here, but it's too far away of the EMA. And yeah, this channel here is very tiny. Like you have barely any space to scalp out here because it could go lower a bit, touch this level and then go more sideways, break the channel and go continue going lower. So taking a trade that far away of the EMA, I think is too risky. Cannot do this. And now you get an example where it's working, of course, but believe me, this is not all the time like this. You will see many times prices will take a few ticks lower and then reverse here, and here we're dropping really strongly lower, but still no setup. And this is live price action already. We had quite some setups today. Let me zoom out here so you can see the whole chart. It is uptrend here, potential higher low, break, retest of the extremes. And this you can take with a good signal bar. We had this drop lower here, break, lower high, confirmation of the bias that we want to see a retest of the extreme. So this is to take. Then staying in this range, forming this strong drop here. First break, continuation, okay to take. And we see it's going lower. Then we have this bigger channel here forming. First break still, no retest of the highs. So we just spoke about this. And we're continuing going lower here. So maybe there's even some bigger structure, maybe something like this. I don't want to make it too big right now because from the low side it's not fitting too well. And if I'm trying this, we have like 3 touches here. Midline looks okay. But yeah, this is to test during the trading day. These are all the setups. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked it. I hope you had a great trading week. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I wish you a great weekend. Speak to you next week.